and my mom says that I saved her too. My mom had a baby, and her baby died when she was just a couple years old. Almost, she died of heart complications, and was basically dying in my mom's arms on the way to the hospital. And so, growing up with that, my mom having that story, it really kind of made a lot of stuff that I've gone through in life a lot easier, because I'm like, if my mom can make it through that, I can make it through anything. I've had best friends, Dan and Riza, that didn't make it through it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, my mom's been through a lot, and she says that I saved her life too. She adopted me on Mother's Day.
Oh.
So she said I saved her life on Mother's
awesome.
Day. Yeah. So, yeah, she's an amazing lady. My dad's a very interesting individual. My dad's a big deadhead. He followed the dead around the world. When I was a young child, I have memories of being shoved in front of the line. Me and my brother have a very cool brother. My brother's name's Cody. His sister's name's Taya. We were all adopted, but Cody and I were shoved in front of lines, by my dad when we were little, because we were cute little kids, to get all of his artwork signed, the Grateful Dead artwork and stuff like that. So.
And your dad still goes to Grateful Dead concerts and all that stuff still, right?
Goes to shows, man. 75 years old.
Yeah.
That boy's still partying.
That's a true deadhead.
That's a true dad. That's a true lover of life. Honestly, you gotta love life to be able to still be cracking it off at 75 years old.
Well, I remember going to your house in high school, and I love music, so I'd see all that music equipment and be like, damn, is your dad like a famous producer or something? I didn't know what he had in that room. It was just a bunch of just music stuff.
Yeah, he'd be a good one to have on the show too, man. That guy.
Yeah.
That guy's got some crazy stories.
Yeah, I believe it.
But yeah.
So after you were adopted, you grew up here in Olympia, right?
Yeah.
And you stayed around here all the way through high school?
Yeah. When I was little, I basically went to Griffin, and so Griffin goes from kindergarten through 8th grade, and so it's kind of like keeps everybody real close and tight together. So I got friends that still, Hans and Ty, that go back.
It was like its own world. Griffin was.
We're like almost 40-year-old friends. We've been friends for almost 40 years now. So it's like, it's kind of amazing, to be friends with people that long and go through that much stuff. It's really cool.
And so growing up, you were always really into animals. I remember that about you.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember being able to, you being able to pretty much spot any bird that flew by or whatever it was. We kind of all of us that knew you would do something that had to do with animals at some point. So, did you go on to do any kind of stuff with that as far as like a living goes?
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely. I started doing regular jobs and realized I could not work for somebody else because I'm just too go. I got too much energy, got too much. I kind of need to do things my own way. It was hard for me to. Plus, I love to work if it's something that I love to do. And so, just decided, me and my best friend decided to open up a saltwater aquarium store, and I think that was like 2004? No, 10. I don't know. We should have talked about dates before this is.
Oh, it's okay. Just a basic timeline's nice. Because I know there's some more stuff that comes up after this. So, as far as I know, I don't even know what you were doing before the whole,
just
pet thing.
Yeah.
But I know you did have, at some point, you owned like a pet store and had all that stuff going, right?
Yeah, and we opened a saltwater aquarium store that kind of evolved into a saltwater aquarium and reptile store. Everybody knew as Extreme Marine, and it was amazing. It was a good learning lesson, especially because we went through 9/11. We went through, while we had our store, and everybody stopped coming in. It was like nobody bought fish anymore. They only came in to get fish food, and so that was going through a depression. For our first business was a huge eye opener.
So you know I love snakes, right? That's one
Yeah.
thing everyone knows about me. I just love them to death. They're so friendly, yeah, and they're so nice, right? So, uh, I remember one time you telling me that you went to feed one of those big ass snakes at your job, and he thought that you had just fed the mice or something and didn't wash your hands or something, and that bad boy actually bit you in bit your hand.
It didn't just bite. When you still got mouse on your hand,
Yeah.
they think food, and so he whack latched hold, but they don't let go either. And so you're sitting there trying to peel each little needle out of your hand, and they're trying to put them back in. And so it's
Ugh.
one of the most traumatizing things ever because it was a big snake.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get him off. You can't pull because you're going to rip yourself to shreds.
Yeah.
And you just couldn't. I mean, they might even take your finger with it. So, I mean, they got so many teeth in his mouth, and so that was a huge eye opener. That was one of the biggest reasons why I stopped doing that. Getting bit by animals, getting bit by birds and snakes sucks.
Yeah.
It just straight sucks. They just go straight to the bone. Birds go straight to the bone. Snakes, they just a whole bunch of needles, and it just sucks.
I remember that you were fearless and didn't really care about that stuff, and I was always like, hell no. I remember you had that big ass bird-eating spider at one point. And I was like, ugh.
No, that thing was amazing. It would almost break the walls of a fish tank when you throw a full-grown rat in there. Coming out.
You had the dwarf deer too. I mean, he
Yeah.
had some pretty crazy exotic stuff. The owl, and you had a little monkey at one point tried to kill you.
A skunk.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
I will never do primates
I
again. That's
remember
for
you
sure.
telling me, yeah. He had actually, why don't you tell us that story? Tell us the whole monkey thing. He bought a little, was it like a spider monkey?
Oh, I didn't buy it. No,
What was that?
a greater lemur,
Uh-huh.
and I rescued it from somebody who was mistreating it, and so I got it for free. That was what I was doing after the fish store. I evolved that into animal presentation business because all I had was animals, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do? It's like kind of after the depression, whatever. So I actually went to my son's classroom and did a little animal presentation. They went nuts, and like the next day, a lot of kinder cares and mini schools picked me up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, holy moly, I kind of became the new animal guy real quick.
Yeah.
Um, but it was really cool, and yeah, I had rescued this lemur,
And you took it home, right?
took him home,
Mm-hmm.
um, getting him out of the little cat carrier that he came in because the lady said he was tame, of course. And so I got him out of the cat carrier, and look these things up, Google them. They look like little balls of Satan in a
Mm-hmm.
monkey's body. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
just horrifying looking little creatures. And I had no idea. I'm thinking bush baby. They call them, you know, they're called greater bush babies, is what they're called, not greater lemurs, greater bush babies. And so I had looked up bush baby, and I saw this cute little thing and didn't do close enough research. So out comes this thing, and he's sitting on my leg, and my pug comes trotting into the room, and the thing jumps off my leg, and 15 feet from a standing position shoots over to my pug's face and just latches hold and
Tries to kill your dog.
I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna kill my dog. And so I jump up and I grab the closest thing to me that won't hurt a little monkey, which is a towel, and I kind of whip him. Well, he turns around at me, and this is the look I got. He looks at me and does this little warm up, and 15 feet from a standing position, he's on my face, going at me. I'm screaming like a very scared child. It was horrifying.
Yeah. I wouldn't know what to do
I
either.
get this thing off of me, and I'm like, oh my God. And I turn around and I'm running down the hall, and I look back, and it was like Neo in the Matrix. He was coming down, hitting walls, hitting the ceiling, coming right at me. And I literally made it to the bathroom, doors starting to close, and the arm comes in like a gremlin. I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, long story short, I finally get this thing wrapped up, taken back up to this lady. I'm like, you're crazy. He's not tame. She's like, oh, I'll show you. She takes him out, and he rips the tips of her thumbs off right in front of me.